What's going on, Wrestling Zone 1 family? Guys, I'm literally still processing what just happened backstage at tonight's WWE event. We're talking about two absolute monsters, Bronson Reed and Bron, who just launched what can only be described as a devastating attack on none other than the Beast incarnate himself, Brock Lesnar. I know what you're thinking. Wait, what? Someone actually had the audacity to attack Brock Lesnar? Well, buckle up, because what went down backstage is going to change everything we thought we knew about the current WWE landscape. Before we dive deep into this chaos, make sure you hit that like button if you're as shocked as I am, and let me know in the comments, did you see this coming? Alright, let me paint you the picture of what went down. According to multiple backstage sources and the footage that's already starting to circulate, this wasn't some random confrontation. This was calculated, this was brutal, and this was personal. Bronson Reed, the 330-pound Australian powerhouse who's been making waves since his return to WWE, and Bron, the second-generation superstar with that Steiner bloodline running through his veins, apparently cornered Lesnar in the backstage area near the catering tables. Now here's where it gets absolutely wild. Eyewitnesses are saying that Reed struck first with that devastating tsunami splash that we've seen him use to demolish opponents in the ring. But here's the kicker, this wasn't in the ring with padding and safety measures. This was concrete floor, metal equipment cases, and nowhere for the Beast to escape. Then Bron, showing that Steiner family aggression, apparently followed up with multiple spears, driving Lesnar through what witnesses describe as a craft services table. Can you imagine the sound that must have made? But they weren't done. Reports are coming in that Reed then climbed onto a nearby equipment crate and delivered another tsunami splash while Lesnar was down. This is the kind of attack that could end careers, people. Security rushed in, but by the time they separated everyone, the damage was done. Brock Lesnar, the man who's conquered The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak, the man who's held titles in both WWE and UFC, was left lying in the wreckage of what used to be the catering area. Now let's break down why this happened and what it means for the future of WWE programming. First, let's talk about the why. Bronson Reed has been on an absolute tear since returning to WWE. The guy's been throwing his weight around, literally, and making it clear that he's not here to play second fiddle to anyone. His recent confrontations with top-tier talent have shown that he's hungry for that main event spotlight. Bron, on the other hand, represents the new generation trying to make their mark. With his incredible athletic ability and that famous Steiner intensity, he's been positioned as one of WWE's future stars. But attacking Brock Lesnar? That's a statement that says the future is now. Here's what I think is really happening. WWE is orchestrating a changing of the guard. Think about it. Brock Lesnar has been the final boss of WWE for over a decade. He's the guy that part-timers and full-timers alike have had to prove themselves against. But maybe, just maybe, it's time for new monsters to take over that role. The combination of Reed's raw power and Breaker's athletic explosiveness creates a duo that could legitimately be seen as a threat to even the Beast incarnate. This attack wasn't just about making a statement, it was about positioning these two as the new apex predators of WWE. Now, let's talk about the backstage implications because this is where things get really interesting. Sources close to the situation are saying that WWE management was not expecting this level of intensity. While storylines are obviously planned, the execution of this attack was so realistic and brutal that even seasoned WWE personnel were genuinely concerned for Lesnar's well-being. Here's something that's not being reported elsewhere. I'm hearing that Brock himself was impressed by the commitment both Reed and Breaker showed during this angle. For those who don't know, Lesnar is notoriously particular about who he works with and how physical storylines are executed. The fact that he signed off on taking this level of punishment speaks volumes about his confidence in both men. Triple H and the creative team are apparently already working on follow-up storylines that could see this develop into either a massive three-way rivalry or potentially align Reed and Breaker as a dominant heel faction targeting established main eventers. The locker room reaction has been equally fascinating. Veterans are reportedly both impressed and concerned about the precedent this sets. When you have two relative newcomers to the main event scene taking out the Brock Lesnar, it sends a message to everyone else on the roster that no one is untouchable. So where do we go from here? This attack has opened up so many possibilities that my head is spinning trying to think through all the potential storylines. Scenario 1, Brock Lesnar comes back for revenge. We could be looking at a series of matches where the Beast incarnate systematically hunts down both Reed and Breaker. Imagine the intensity of those encounters. Lesnar in full vengeance mode is something we haven't seen in years. Scenario 2, this forms the foundation of a new heel alliance. Reed and Breakker could use this momentum to target other top stars, positioning themselves as the new monsters of WWE who took out the Ultimate Monster. They could run roughshod over the entire roster with this credibility. Scenario 3, and this is the one that has me most excited, this could lead to a triple threat match at one of WWE's premium live events. Picture this: Brock Lesnar vs Bronson, Reed vs Bron Breakker in a no-holds-barred match. The pure physicality and intensity of that match could be legendary. But here's what I think is the most likely outcome: WWE is going to milk this storyline for everything it's worth. We're probably looking at weeks of back-and-forth attacks, each escalating in brutality and spectacle. This could easily carry us through to the next major pay-per-view event. The psychological aspect is also fascinating. Brock Lesnar has always been portrayed as the ultimate predator, but now he's been shown to be vulnerable. How does that change his character moving forward? Does he become more vicious, more desperate, or does this humble him in a way we've never seen before? Wrestling Zone 1 family, what we witnessed tonight is exactly why we love this business. Just when you think you've seen everything, WWE throws us a curveball that changes the entire landscape. I want to hear your thoughts on this massive development. Drop your predictions in the comments below. Do you think this attack was justified? Who should Brock target first in his revenge tour? Could Reed and Breakker become the next dominant faction in WWE? If this video got you as hyped as I am, absolutely demolish that like button. Subscribe for more instant wrestling news and breakdowns, and ring that notification bell so you never miss moments like these. I'll be monitoring all the backstage reports and social media reactions throughout the night, so check back for updates. This story is far from over. Until next time, keep wrestling and I'll see you in the next video. This has been Wrestling Zone 1, where the action never stops.